grabbed my head and just shoved it into the broken glass shards that were still on the door frame. And I have some pictures to prove that, where you just see my door frame and there's just a ton of blood in the shape of my head in one spot.
Well, we've got the videos of you after it, cuts all over, blood all over your clothes. But watching the video, after it cuts from your camera, when they taser you, it cuts out. It appears one of them standing over you, swinging some type of a baton.
I don't know if they swung anything at me, but I know that after they put me on the ground, that one of them was stepping on my head with his boot, and he called that, quote, controlling my head. So he had his foot on my head with what felt like all of his weight while I was being tasered.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially with his TSA people, not just here but in Canada, they will jump on the back of your neck with their knees, and the neck breaks, and then you get a dead man, a dead woman, and they say, oh, we don't know why they died. Their neck's broken. I mean, these men and women need to understand that jumping on someone with your knee can kill them.
Absolutely, and I'm just thankful to God that I'm alive, and that I made it through the whole thing with the damage that I did instead of worse. But another interesting thing that came out in the trial was that these guys were put on the stand and they kept lying on the stand, and then we showed the jury the video proving that they were lying. And I was just thinking to myself, if I didn't have this video, I would have been found guilty, because the video was the only way we could prove that the testimony that they were giving was lies. The video showed what really happened. And, for example, the reason that I was cleared of resisting an order is because the police never told me to move my car to secondary. But he got on the witness stand and kept saying, I told him to move his car. I told him to move his car. And in reality, he never did, and the video proved that. So you have to take a video camera everywhere you go, apparently, these days, because they'll just get up and lie. Well, that brings up the next issue. 12 states are misapplying the wiretapping law. For those that don't know, wiretapping is going up to somebody's house, jacking into their phone, videotaping somebody through their windows. But when you're in public, there's no perception of privacy. That's how they put up cameras on poles videotaping us. Now, that's an issue. The citizens supposedly run the government, so we can decide to remove those. But that's how they claim they can put up microphones and cameras on, street corners. But now they're charging people all over the nation for videotaping police from hundreds of yards away when they shoot somebody in the back, when they beat up a college kid for no reason. Because in every case, you go look at the police report, it'll lie about the victim, and then they charge you. And so they're really scared of video cameras being used and turned back against them. Absolutely, and it's the most powerful tool to expose the truth. Because there were literally about 3 or 4 different things in the trial that were just blatantly contradicted by the video. What they were saying did not line up with the video. One of the interesting things, too, was it was a 2-day jury trial. And on the second day of the trial, one of the jurors showed up wearing a pro-America T-shirt with a flag on it. That's when I knew I was going to be declared not guilty, because these jurors understood what I was doing, and one of them even thanked me as I was walking out of the courtroom and said, thank you for standing up for our constitutional rights, because if we give the government an inch, they're going to take a mile, and so thank you for drawing that line in the sand. So this small-town jury from Welton, Arizona, believed in what I was doing, and and keep in mind, Alex, this small town, Welton, where the jurors were pulled from, is right near the border. I mean, we're talking, I don't know exactly, but it's very close to the border. It's a lot closer to the border than the checkpoint is. And through these checkpoints, and they live right near the border, and yet they said they don't like the checkpoints. They said that it's out of control and that they, as U.S. citizens, get harassed. And they believed in what I was doing.
And that's the power of jury nullification and grand jury nullification. We elect the sheriff. We elect the mayor. We elect the legislature. And we decide the facts and the law. And they've tried to brainwash juries that that's not the case. We don't just vote at the voting booth. We vote at the grand juries and at the juries. And we vote when we demonstrate. And we vote when we say no. And we are the government. This is our republic, our country. And I've been specific. I am against randomly pulling over people to ask if they're citizens. That is evil and will be used against citizens. And what's your view on the Arizona law? Because the way I read it, it said somebody looks like they're drunk driving, somebody's speeding, we pull them over, If they're illegal, then we take them in. The media spun this as a civil rights issue, but I want to make sure that everybody, is given due process.
Well, my personal view on the SB 1070, I'm against it because I think it further breaks down the separation of power, though, between local and federal law enforcement. Basically, you're getting pulled over for a traffic ticket. They're calling the feds and just checking whether you're a U.S. citizen. That's getting entered into some kind of a database. But
they already, when they pull you over, and I'm against it, they run everybody through a database. I mean,
I know, but the way I see it, though, just because they're already doing it, it's still a police state, And I see what you're saying, that the law is maybe really nothing new, but at the same time... No.
I mean, I want to be clear. I'm not saying there's a... My issue is they're getting rid of all the rights for citizens and then adding extra rights to illegals because it's part of the globalist overall program. Stay with us.
Attention, this is a special alert to all Americans who owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlements from people who owe back taxes and dramatically lowering amounts owed. Due to the financial crisis in America, the IRS has announced a leniency plan in recognition of consumers' financial troubles in today's economy. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS, an open phone line has been established by American Tax Settlement for you to call and see if you qualify for a reduction by up to 75%. Number to call is 800-902-6969. Again, the IRS is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers who owe back taxes in response to the decline in today's economy. If you are struggling with $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS, you now may be eligible for a dramatic reduction by up to 75% and save thousands of dollars. For free information and to see if you qualify, call the open phone line into American Tax Settlement now. 800-902-6969. 800-902-6969. Again, 800-902-6969.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com. Or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Attention to all U.S. drivers who own a vehicle that has less than 130,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to our country's economic crisis and auto repair costs on the rise, if your vehicle has less than 130,000 miles, as of today, you could be one of the millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle covered under United Repair Plans and have 100% of your future covered auto repair bills paid for you. This low-cost vehicle service contract has been established under United Repair Plans and is now available to the general public in order to save drivers thousands of dollars on auto repairs during our country's recession. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, you may now call to see if your vehicle qualifies and for a free 5-minute quote. Number to call is 800-809-4491. 800-809-4491. Again, that's 800-809-4491.
Masses of vital news in the next hour and your phone calls. The toll-free number to join us, 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231 on any issue, the economy, the Iran situation, health news, police state news, the Ground Zero Mosque, all of it. 800-259-9231. We'll be taking your phone calls, but I wanted to give Pastor Stephen Anderson a chance to finish up any points he wanted to make. But I had one more question, Pastor, and that's this. How is your civil suit going against them, and who are you suing specifically?
Well, I'm pretty much suing everyone involved, the United States of America, the Department of Homeland Security, the Border Patrol, the state of Arizona, the DPS, which is the state police, and then all the individual agents and police officers involved. And we're suing on 5 different counts. One of them is, of course, the 1983 statute about deprivation of constitutional rights. We're suing them for assault and battery, wrongful arrest and imprisonment, negligence and or gross negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So those are the 5 counts, and the lawsuit's been filed. I think it's just a really slow process, so I don't really know how long it's going to take, but I think it just kind of takes forever.
Well, that strengthens your case, for those that aren't aware of that, that you've now been found not guilty.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I still had a case even if I would have been found guilty of these traffic charges, but either way, it definitely strengthens the wrongful arrest and imprisonment when I was declared by a jury of my peers to be not guilty. So I've been cleared of all wrongdoing, and it's a final decision, and so now, you know, we can go after them because I need to recover some of my losses, and we need to set a precedent here that they are going to have consequences if they just beat and taser an innocent person just because they're emotional about some of the things that I said to them or past videos that I've made on YouTube.
Well, they've got this Homeland Security Zone for 3 years, 100 miles in, and in some cases, 100 miles in, they're searching people. They leave the illegals alone but harass citizens. So I think the point that some Arizonans who are against the open borders but for the Fourth Amendment have made, that the bill will be used against them and not against the illegals. And I think that is a good point that's been made overall, and I think Judge Andrew Napolitano has made that point as well. Pastor Stephen Anderson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
We appreciate you. Now, I'm going to start the third hour here in a moment, and we're going to get into your calls first, but then I'm going to also get into Google is being now getting into criminal trouble in Spain and Italy and others for surveilling people without warrants, as they should get in trouble for it here. We've got a video coming out tomorrow for PrisonPlanet.tv members, a 15-minute breakdown of all this. Today, we posted the Jesse Ventura interview. It's premiering at PrisonPlanet.tv. It's been up for about an hour in 3 different formats for folks. Jesse Ventura talks about Homeland Security, Gestapo, Hollywood secrets, and more. When he was here interviewing me on Thursday while we were out driving around doing investigations into FEMA camps and things, we didn't get into that in the interview. That's for the TV show. But we got into a host of other issues. I think this is one of our best interviews with Governor Jesse Ventura. Great job to Aaron Dykes shooting the video, even though we were driving around in Westlake on bumpy roads and adding documents and video clips. Aaron just is like becoming a more and more amazing video editor every single day. My entire crew are just wonderful folks as well. But Aaron is one of the tireless folks we've got up here. We commend Aaron for shooting the video and editing it. So Jesse Ventura talks about Homeland Security, Gestapo, Hollywood, secrets, and more. And also up on PrisonPlanet.tv. 2 days ago, we got contacted about 3 weeks ago when we had to encode it and upload it in different formats by the amazing maker of United We Fall, dealing with the North American Union. He got interviews with the head CFR pastor, Robert Pastor, who wrote the globalist plan, with other major world leaders in Canada, admitting the plan for world government. This full-length film is as good as anything we've put together. I mean, it's top-notch. It's available for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, 15 cents a day.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning TrendsResearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal Trends Forecast and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year when any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs. Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit TrendsResearch.com today. That's TrendsResearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait.
Beijing